Hey y'all, what is up? It's your girl. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. I'm recording from a different room. My room is actually a lot messier than this, but forgive me. I thought I would make a quick video talking about spiritual awakening, expectations versus reality, and I want to make it very clear that this is a story that has a beginning, middle, and end, right? Technically, when you're on a spiritual journey, there's an obvious beginning, like your life falls apart and all this crazy spiritual stuff starts happening to show you like you're magical. The middle is kind of like where I'm at, like the mind starts to dissolve and starts falling away, and you're just experiencing yourself as a new being, experiencing a new way of life. And then finally, there's like the ending, which there is no ending. You're gonna reach the end and realize like, oh, like I already was this being the whole time. And I just went through this to remember my true nature. So I thought I would go through and just talk about like where I'm at right now. And if you're experiencing the same things, you'll know that you're not alone. And a viewer made a suggestion to produce a video that talks about like, like where I'm at right now. So in the future, I can look back and watch this video and remember what this time was like. So I actually like wrote down like a little list of expectations versus reality, and we're going to go through it. So I went through some crazy things spiritually. I was 19, and then everything just kind of fell apart. And then at the same time, everything was falling apart. I was having like Kundalini experiences. I was a very powerful psychic. I was experiencing a lot of like the angel numbers, the signs, the synchronicities, and I just felt very bombarded with this reality where I felt like I was literally like walking on the edge between like real life and like a new reality. And it just felt like I was always in the twilight zone with like crazy things happening everywhere all at once. And I was 19, like I don't know, it was just a lot. But then since then, I have found many a great real spiritual teachers that have helped me kind of get off of that path of confusion and start walking a real true spiritual nature path. And if you're looking for teachers, I really recommend Eckhart Tolle. I watch his videos every day. I really liked Anna Brown for some time. There's Ram Dass. I like reading the books by Ram Dass and listening to him talk about his experiences with his teacher, Maharaj Chi. And there might be a few others, but if you look on my YouTube channel, I made a playlist of the people that I kind of liked watching. So, as I've gone on this journey and learned more about like what is spiritualism, what is a true awakened path, like what is supposed to happen after ego death, and it just gave me a lot of expectations, and I don't think it's unfair for me to come up with those expectations. Honestly, I think I'm making this video so that I can start like granting myself some empathy for just things that I believed in and wanted so badly, and now I'm like slowly coming into terms with the fact that like it's not happening. So anyways, let's begin. The first expectation that I had after having a spiritual awakening was that I was going to be intuitive about everything. I thought I'd be able to read everyone's minds, that I would be able to just know every single thing that was going to happen at any single minute, any moment in time. I was going to know how, if I applied for a job, will I get the job? How many interviews will I have to go through? I thought I would know like everything. And what I learned was that when you have a spiritual awakening, yes, your brain kind of like explodes. Your mind kind of just like explodes. Like your top literally blows off, and you have the ability to be psychic. When I first started going through spiritual awakening at 19, I think I was just super crazy psychic because it was like a ginormous change from regular human life where I wasn't psychic. And then all of a sudden, I was able to be that level of psychic. Like, that's how psychic I was. Like, I knew everything about everyone at any time. I just knew everything. Like, I just knew. I knew. Like, it was crazy, but I knew. And I got paid really well for it because people would come ask me, like, to read for them and whatever. But, at some point during my journey, before I started my spiritual journey, I told myself, this is too much. It's really overwhelming because when you open yourself to energy, you open yourself up to, like, bad shit too. Like, demons, ghosts, bad stuff. And so at some point, I kind of decided I'm not doing this anymore. Goodbye. Cut it off. And at some point, I don't know when, but I definitely like turned off my antenna. And since then, I've not been that level of psychic ever again. Unfortunate, but it's I think it was for the best. And what I experience now, much to my dismay, is that intuition is very subtle, at least for me. Maybe over time it'll grow, but it's very small. It's very, 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 very subtle. Like it's almost easy to miss. It's so subtle, I can't even tell the difference between intuition and my own mind thinking. So it's hard, and that's why I tend to ignore like whatever I think, because I don't know what's real and what's not real. I don't know what's just my thoughts and what's just my intuition. And honestly, I have intuition about like the most insignificant things ever. So, for example, I will think about somebody texting me the second before they text me. I don't get what's the point of knowing somebody's gonna text you a second before they text you, because they were already doing it in the first place. You know what I mean? I think the strongest intuition that I can remember having was sometime late last year. I was driving to meet a childhood friend. And while I was driving there, a huge thought just crossed my mind. It was like, oh, this is the last time you're going to see her. And I was like, don't tell me that. Like, I love this friend. I want to have like a long relationship with her. Like, I want her to be one of my friends, my lifelong friends, you know? And I go and I sit down and I meet her and I'm talking to her. And then all of a sudden she brings up like, oh, me and my partner are going to move. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, yeah, we're either going to go up north to like, I live in California, obviously. We're either going to move up north to Sacramento, or we're going to move down to Los Angeles. And I'm like, oh, like, if you move, I'm not going to see you. Even if you move to Sacramento, I'm not going to drive an hour up north to meet my friend in Sacramento. Like, no. Maybe it's more than an hour, but I'm just, like, I'm not going to make that drive. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, like, that's interesting. I hope we can meet another time before you go. And that didn't happen. Like, life just went on and I never saw my friend again after that. And sure, it's only been like a year. I hope to see her again. Like, we still text once in a blue moon, but yeah, that was the clearest time I've had intuition that I can remember. And I say it's insignificant because what was the point in me knowing that I'm not going to see my friend again? Maybe you could argue like, oh, it's so that you can enjoy your last time with her. But it's like, I'm going to enjoy my time with my friends no matter what, as if it's always going to be the last time seeing them. So yeah, I wrote down intuition is softer, smaller, and kind of insignificant, because I am not getting intuition about me getting $1 million. I have faith that I'm going to be a millionaire, but I don't have like the intuition. Like, it doesn't come to me like, oh, this is like what, you know, like I don't get shit like that. Next, money. So I thought like, I just kind of thought I'd always be like drowning in money. I thought like somehow like life would flip on its head and I'd be like a discovered reality star or something. And like I thought I would just, you know, be like Camilla, like the OF model, like just raking in millions of dollars. And it's interesting because I am swimming in money, but it's different because my life did not turn on its head. What I learned is that I can make money no matter what I'm doing. And it sounds like I'm just talking about myself and bragging, but I don't think it is. I think, okay, like, I brought my phone specifically so I can pull out my Venmo and show you guys, like, I am making money. This is all the money that I've made in the last, like, 20 days, okay? My Venmo is loading. And how do I show you guys without, like, doxing everything? Okay, this is how much money I have made in the last 20 days. And I made a couple hundred in cash. And then obviously like making money in stocks, which I'm not going to show you guys. But to make 1,400 in 20 days, I think is a really big deal. Like, younger me would be like, that's cool, what are you doing now? And I would tell her what I'm doing. She'd be like, well, I would have never guessed you would be doing that. But of all people that I could imagine doing that, I guess you're one of them. So money does come from anything that I do. I think for me, it comes from like logically what like from a human logical standpoint, what I see myself doing is just making the best of my resources and knowing what my skills are and just going out and telling people like, hey, come to me, I'll do this for you, and you give me money. And people respect my background, people respect my skills, and they give me money and they trust me to do the service for them and their family. Now, I think from a spiritual sense, money is not real the way we say it's real. It's kind of like, let's say I wanted to grow more flowers in my garden. I have to plant seeds for the flowers in my garden and water it, and then the flowers will grow. That's how I see money now. Money is just something that happens kind of like as a symptom of your thoughts, behaviors, and actions. So, I was reading Machiavelli, The Prince. I recommend reading that book backwards because you read it front to back, you're going to get bored. Read it backwards, read it from back to front. In that book, he said something that really stood out to me, and it was that fortune only gives you half of what you have. The second half is about your will. It's about like what you're going out and willing to do. So I could just sit at home all day, do nothing, and just trust that like my stocks will, grow and give me money by the time I retire, and that's totally true. But I have the free will to get on my 2 feet, use my 2 arms, use my heart, and create something for the world. And in this world, we should not be shy of charging for our services. And it just makes sense to ask for payment, right? So what I'm focused on is the service, like what I'm doing, waking up and doing every day. And in return, people just give me what I'm asking, which is just an hourly rate, like the exchange for my services. And then it grows. So I'm not focused on money. I'm focused on what I like doing, what I think I can do, what makes me happy to provide for society. And in return, I get money, and it's a lot. That is like rent money right there. You know what I mean? And it's something that I only spend a couple hours a day doing, if that. And I only work Monday through Thursday, just like a few hours a day. So I would say that's pretty good money. You know what I mean? So yes, my expectations were like my world would turn on its head and I just like get this huge opportunity for money. That didn't happen. Instead, I just settled down into my businesswoman era and I just, put my pen to paper and now I have money as a result. Money was not the destination. Money came as a result of me coming to the destination, if that makes sense. And I think that's a pretty big spiritual lesson. Anything that you're like trying to acquire, like people want to feel love, people want to feel rich, people want to feel needed, people want to feel belonging, people want to feel certainty. I don't know, just a lot of things, right? Mostly just money, being desired, and feeling love, right? I think those are the three things that people want. And I think as you move forward with the values that you think are important in life, those things come as a result. So that was a big spiritual lesson. And it's not super like woo woo, but it is spiritual because you're not making money or sex or love the goal anymore. You're just doing you, and those things come. Get it? Haha. Okay, anyways. So I thought I can control things with my mind. That's like my third expectation. Moving on. My third expectation was that I thought I can control things with my mind. And I wrote LOL right here. I wrote LOL. Because I think when I affirm, people relate that back to me. So yes, I control people in my mind, but I don't feel the need to even control people in my mind anymore. I just go out and do my thing. And then, like I told you in the previous example, like you just focus on what you focus on and the world changes around you as a result. That's kind of what's happening now. I'm not focused on controlling people and their behavior and how they treat me. I'm focused on what do I need to get done today? How do I want to feel? What is my self-esteem looking like right now? All right, let's check that and move forward. And then the world just kind of does its own thing. I will say that now my life is purely silent. I had like 100 friends in college, like so many people. Tragedy struck. No one was around me. Traumatic. And now I'm on, like, I'm multiple years older. people move on, things change, and I would have to say, like, I'm on my own. I don't have friends. I don't have like people like hitting me up and checking on me and really like trying to meet. And the few people that did, like, I'm kind of just very it's been like 4 years. So I feel like I'm pretty stuck in the mindset that like it's just kind of meant to be this way right now. And yeah, I mean, I think I should have put that down as reality, but I didn't know what the expectation was. I didn't have like an expectation of like what my friends group was gonna look like. I kind of just thought, oh, like I would find like my true lover, and then like I never wanted to. I aspired to be like a wife. I didn't aspire to be like the popular kid, and I have neither. I'm neither the popular kid and I'm neither a wife. So I don't know where that's gonna go. Obviously, I have faith that I will be married one day, except like today I had like my world kind of crashed down again on me today. And I kind of realized that like I'm trying to get everything down on a specific timeline and like where I come from. Like our truest being, the one that we are before we incarnate on this earth, does not have a timeline. This world is so messed up. The things that people value and think are real, it's not. And I think people seek to have virtue because they don't have it in themselves. Like that's a pretty like negative way of thinking of the world, but think about it. We admire things in others that we don't necessarily have in ourselves yet. So why would I look to a world where things are flawed to then try to base my life off of it? If the world is telling me you're at a certain age, you had to get married at a certain age, in my head, like, yeah, of course, that's how I was brought up. Like, that's all I wanted. That's all I, like, strived for because I felt, like, confident in everything else. And I thought, like, the finishing touch on my life was, like, getting married and then you live happily ever after. And, like, you know, you know, maybe you don't know. I mean, that's just my life. I'm, like, opening up to you guys, like, at this therapy session when it's, like, not. um, I just realized that, like, I have been putting so much pressure on myself to, like, get settled, find your man, manifest, and it was not going to happen, and it's not going to happen. And I know in the future, looking back now, I will see the way that I am today. Today's date is January 23rd, 2026. I am still in this process. I literally made this video to show you guys like where I'm at in this process. And I thought this video would start off being really relatable, but it's like really not anymore. But basically, like, I know the way I am today right now is not my finished product. Like I still have so much to see and learn, and I'm just like breaking my head above the wave, like the crest. My head is just breaking the crest. So I cannot wait to see where I'll be in 2 years. Maybe I'll still be here in this room recording videos and talking about how I'm still single. I hope not. But if that happens, I know I'll be much happier there than I am today. Yeah. And that leads me to my next point, which is my expectation was everything before I move on to the next expectation, I wanted to just close that loop, close that circle. I thought I can control things with my mind. I definitely can, but then like I'll affirm for one day and then the rest of the day like everyone conforms, right? And then the next day I wake up and things kind of settle back down to normal. I have realized that like I'm going to be okay with this. I don't need to constantly affirm to get like attention from people, get validation from people. When I kind of settle back down into my true nature, just like settle down, become zen, I don't need anything from the world. I go out, I do my stuff, the world pays me, I'm happy. And I don't mean pay me in money. Like the world really really rewards me with the things I want to experience. And let's put a pin in that because there are some things that I'm still waiting to experience, or I'm not sure about experiencing, or I just don't know if I can experience. And now let's move on to the next point. So my next expectation was that I thought everything would be super happy always and forever. That's literally what I wrote. And that's not true at all. I have spent so many years actually grappling with this. I thought that once I have a spiritual awakening and I just sit down and ascend enough, I will have let go of all of like the shells that my ego has put me in. I'll be released, I'll be free, and then I will always have good days only and forever. I thought every single day from the moment I wake up to the day I die will be golden and perfect and happy. and carefree and just full of love, like all these celebrities hitting my DMs, like I've written a book, I'm published, I'm famous, I'm touring the world, I'm going out and giving these speeches, I'm making thousands of dollars every day, not every month, every day, and I have like perfect nails, perfect face, perfect body, perfect family, perfect everyone's healthy and happy. And that, I think the biggest thing I'm grappling with right now is A, my life is not like that. And B, my life may not ever be like that. And finally, C, what the hell do I do if life is not going to be perfect? So, is everything always happy? No. Right now, what I feel is the state of pure blankness. This state of just something is, I don't know, like I'm still processing things, and I just feel like my life has crumbled before, like I'm witness to my life crumbling. Nobody else is witness to this at all. Everyone is outside looking in, thinking I'm just like a normal person for my age, just like figuring out life during this shitty economy and doing her best and killing it. Like nobody really knows that I'm seeing that all of my dreams are falling apart and have fallen apart and are never going to come true. And I don't mean that in a sense of like, oh, like poor me. More like I had such unrealistic expectations on the world. Like I grew up only watching positive movies. I never once was allowed to see a movie where things were shit. I was never allowed to see a movie where like there was a bad ending. I never even, maybe I read books like that, but I liked those books because it spoke to my depression. And I think I just needed to like follow that thread through all the way to the end, which is that life does suck. Life is ambiguous. Life will have a very ambiguous, depressing ending, which is that like you did the best you could, you didn't get everything you wanted, you got gifts. You cultivate in your life. You cultivate the happiness. I know that now. That's what I was talking about earlier with the money. Like you cultivate money. You don't just like wake up and money just magically in your bank account. I did the work to get that. You do the work to get that. And I think the reason why I fell in love with like manifesting was because I thought manifesting was all about that. Just like out of this world, purely insane, nonsensical, like not even a single coincidence existing type miracles. And it's not like that. I don't know how to continue knowing that like true happiness is deep inside, that it doesn't matter what the hell I do, I have no control over anything outside of my body. I have no control over like the things that I wish I had control over. And in fact, I have to completely let go and just leave it up to life. I could have said leave it up to the universe, leave it up to God, but literally leave it up to life. And it's been really hard for me to grapple with this. It's been really hard for me to just like sit and realize like shit, like I've been living my life wrong this whole time. It's really difficult for me to just sit in my seat and just realize like there's nothing that I can do right now. Like I just had to sit and like pass time by reading a book or something. That's something that I've never had to do ever in like my last 20 whatever years of my life. Like I've never just decided, okay, like I'm content with the way things are, even though things might not be amazing, and I'm just gonna like sit and read. And I think that's really sad. And the reason why it's sad is because I just have to let go of like my old life, and that's very uncomfortable and scary. And just to give you guys an idea of what my old life was like, if I'm sad, I'll put on some like rap music to hype myself up and feel better. If I was missing something in my life, I would just, daydream about some intense, passionate lover and like some intense, passionate dream, and just tell myself like this is gonna happen one day. Like you just know it, and that's not. Who knows if it comes true in the next 5-10 years? But right now, it's not here. What am I gonna do between now and when it comes true? Just keep daydreaming? No. And it sucks, but life is just truly enough as it is, and I'm not used to that. I'm always used to like working and getting to the next thing and getting to the next thing and getting to the next thing. And I'm like truly 100% at the point where I'm realizing like there is literally not a single thing left to do. There's not a single hundred, like think about that sentence, saying it out loud. There is not a single thing left to do. Maybe for you guys, you've already learned this lesson and I'm learning it now. But I'm literally like, do you get what that means? Like, imagine somebody that has been go, 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 go for the last like 26 years of their life. And then they stop and they realize, like, I don't have to do go, go, go. What the hell do I do now? I don't know what to do now. I don't know. Nothing, like, gives me happiness besides, like, shopping. And I'm not going to waste my money shopping. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a new experience doing something just for the sake of doing it. Like, I'm not going to do this right now because I'm exhausted today, but I could just get ready, put on a bathing suit, go swim at like the gym, and swim just for the hell of swimming. Not I'm going to swim to lose weight. Not I'm going to swim to have a routine. I'm going to swim to feel better about myself. I'm going to swim to feel good in a bathing suit. Like, no, like, swim literally just to swim. Like, that is something that just doesn't feel enough. It doesn't feel right for me today, but I know that's kind of like where me as a human, me as a girl is changing her psychology. So, yeah. The expectation was that I thought the spiritual journey was the end all be all magical miracle gift. And the reality is, yeah, it is a gift. It gifted me back my life. It gifted me back the opportunity to start over. Because you kind of realize everything you thought you knew about life was completely wrong, and it was like dog food. Like, your understanding, your aspirations, your routine was all kind of backwards. And when your life falls apart, you have to start over. It's not like an angel came down and told me, hey, you can choose to continue living your old life or choose a new life and we'll walk you through it. One, there was no choice. Two, nobody's here holding my hand and walking me through this except Eckhart Tolle and like spiritual teachers online. I have to hold my hand and walk myself through it, and it sucks, but that's where I'm at today. And I don't know who is still watching this video at 27 minutes, but if you're here, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I know this video is different than like my past videos. I think a lot of people like me for my affirming content, but I am not affirming. I don't like, I sure one day I'll wake up and I'll affirm and then things will be amazing and then it'll go back to like its regular bland zen empty state. Like, I don't want to scare you away from your spiritual awakening because I know it eventually ends up somewhere good, because look at all these spiritual teachers that have gone through exactly what I've gone through. Like, they're happy. They are feeling love and life from the deepest, purest part of their being out into their reality. Like, it's not fake and they're not on drugs. It's a real experience. And I'm just in that like middle part where I'm still grappling with some things. So I don't know. This video, it's really helpful for me to like voice things out loud, and I'm really glad that I have these notes, otherwise I'd be all over the place. And I hope that you guys learned a thing or two about me and where I'm at right now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much.